Hey, Biz, I know you guys aren't too far removed from yesterday's game in Indiana, but just kind of looking, what were your overall assessments of the season? Obviously, some highs, some lows, very challenging, crazy year. What did you think about this season, kind of as a whole, not necessarily how it finished off?
Um, I think the season for us has been, yes, it has been a challenging season, but since the game last night, kind of still processing the season itself. We, man, I don't, I feel like we somewhat missed another opportunity to be in the playoff, and I think that's what's most disappointing. And as a player, we really got to take some time to think about that. And I've missed playoffs, but for some reason this one, has been tough so far. So it's gonna take a few days to settle in and kind of start focusing on what's next. But our season, I think we have players and we were capable of doing it, but obviously, the circumstances, the injuries, things you can't control. But yeah, that's that, man.
Thank you.
Will?
Biz, I know this year was kind of tough on you personally. It's just because of the in and out of the lineup. Have you thought about what more you could do this offseason to improve and just kind of where your future lies, whether it's with this organization or elsewhere?
I've not thought about that, to be honest. Still processing the ending of the season. I used to talk a lot to my teammates because those are the guys that I can rely on, that I've been to battle with each and every night. But, those are not things I've, thought about since we played our last game yesterday.
Richard?
Richard Walker, CarolinaSportsHub.com. Biz, when the year started, few outside of the Hornets organization thought you were a playoff contender, much less even in the play-in tournament. Do you look at that? You mentioned that it's been hard to not make the playoffs. Is there a sense of accomplishment or a sense of lost opportunity?
I think it's a sense of lost opportunity, not accomplishment. Nobody want to go and rely on a playing tournament. No, absolutely not. So, no. We end up in playing tournaments. That's not an accomplishment. And obviously, within the playing tournament, you can still make the playoff. But like I say, I feel like we missed an opportunity that we are gonna have to deal with in some ways. I think we had a lot of winners, guys that wanted to win, and obviously it's unfortunate the circumstances that we were going through, injuries, COVID and all this stuff. But that's an excuse that anybody can put up. So we made our bed and we got to sleep.
Christos?
Hey, Biz, hope you're doing well. From your perspective, what was the most special part of that team?
The most special part, I think it was just, it's a team that nobody had ego, we trusted each other, we supported each other. We didn't want to hear the outside noise. I think, when you're around a team that does not have ego, it's easy to lead, it's easy to be a voice of a team like that, where people are actually able to listen and you can listen to other people, give their opinion and be willing to understand where the other person is coming from. But, I think overall, we trusted each other, we rely on each other. think that was, most special part about this season.
Danny?
Biz, Danny Thompson with a 3-point conversion. You have played for a while in this league. You've been through a lot and seen a lot. What has this year taught you the most, or what can you bring or as a learning lesson into next year compared to what you've been through after going through a year with COVID, guys being out, the condensed season, and everything else?
I mean, I think, I could sit here and tell you, like, the learning process, this and that, but at the end of the day, you always got to look in the mirror and ask yourself certain questions like, is this another opportunity that we missed to be in the playoff? Yes, like, as an organization, we have the desire to build a winning culture, and that's what we're all aiming for. But this is an opportunity that we have to sit on and digest. But going into next season, however that's going to play out, I think we all have a job to do. Rather, for all the players, whether you come back to the organization or not, being able to go back and we watch moments that actually make sense and moments that didn't make sense, which means like the games you lose badly and the game you have win because you did the right thing in the game. So these are the things as players when you go into summertime, you have to sit and think about these things, how the season unfold and all these things that has happened along the way. But with COVID, everybody was challenged. Everybody was challenged physically, emotionally, and we were all able to get through it. Teams still going through it. So there's never an excuse of saying, we didn't make the playoff because of COVID. We didn't make the playoff because of injuries. All those things has happened, and has happened to everybody. People play through it and figure out. So that's part of us growing. And I think, it was a lot to learn from this year that hopefully some of these things we don't have to deal with next season.
Steve?
Hey, Biz. You've had a season now to play with Melo. What were your thoughts of him coming in, and what are your thoughts of him as you leave the season and his future in this league?
I think my thought when I first saw him was just like, as a kid, excuse me, as a kid that is still young, and obviously when he took on the responsibility of running the team was a lot, and I think it showed what he was capable of. But once you get hurt as a player, you start not thinking about the injury, the recovery process. That takes a lot away from you as an athlete, emotionally and physically. And obviously, he fight through it and come back and continue to show that he wanted to be on the floor to help the team win. So I think that the kid's gonna be great. It's like my little brother. I love him, and I think it's going to be great. He's a good listener. He's a hard worker. You can't teach somebody how to work hard. You can't force somebody to listen. Can't force somebody to ask questions, and he has all those qualities. So I think the great players, they listen, they work hard, they learn from other people, and he has done that the whole season, whether it's from coaches or players, and I think he's going to continue to do that. So I look forward to what's ahead of him. I think it's exciting for everybody, and it should be great.
We'll wrap it up with Rod.
Hey, Biz, it's your second stint with the team, obviously. Just wondering, from your perspective, the last couple of seasons here, from when you first got here to like now, the guys that are still on the team, who have you seen kind of, I guess, grow the most individually so far?
I think it's not just one guy. It's like, when I first got here, got back here, at least, Maz, PJ, Devontae, they were just kids, learning and growing, and now you see them evolving and developing into growing and responsible men. Obviously they've matured more. They have developed more as players. It has been fun to see those guys. Malik, as I came here, and now Malik, has become a mentor for other young guys, which is fun to see, correcting them while they make mistakes here and there. So I think all the young guys have developed and grow into becoming better players and better person, and that's really, really exciting for us as an organization. You see how much work the coaches have put in. You see how much dedication they had to develop these kids, and I think they're gonna continue to grow. Obviously, for right now, I don't know where everybody's mind is, to be honest. I think right now you just focus on yourself and take some time to kind of reset and then go from there.